Hey guys, so having some thoughts I want to share. I'm just here in LA next to this sweet little tree. Check out how it's planted, right? I mean, it's very symbolic of LA in general. Let's see, can you guys see that? See how it's like right in the concrete, but holding it down like a champion. So I have so much to talk about. This weekend I made a huge faux pas, and I just pushed myself too hard and doing too many things. They all had to be done, but you guys, if you saw my last vlog, you know how some of it went down. And I went off to Colorado and officiated a beautiful, magical wedding where actually they set up the day before, and then we went back the day of, and this was like off-roading an hour to get there because the groom is this awesome off-roader, and he found this beautiful setting way deep out in the Colorado mountains to get married in. So they all went and built the tents and stuff beforehand. We went out the day of, and someone had come and stolen the tents and a bunch of the rugs and stuff, so we had that. But then what ended up happening was the bride got ready in just the natural forest, and it was so cool and such a beautiful wedding, and that was fun and great, a lot of energy. Of course, any badass ritual is going to be, and weddings are one of the main rituals that are left to us in the modern Western world. But it was a lot of energy, a lot of travel. I came back, and the very next day I went with my love to a wedding, another wedding, where I was just a guest. I was not part of the wedding. And I reveled and enjoyed some spirits, not more than I usually would. However, since it was on an empty stomach, and since I'd been lightly fasting during my travels, just because that's how the cookie crumbled or didn't crumble, I got absolutely hammered on what would have normally been moderate amount of alcohol, and embarrassed myself and embarrassed my love, and then dealt with this huge shame for a couple days. And luckily, if you guys follow me over on Instagram, I'll put my handle down below in the info section, but I shared about it, and there's so much love. So grateful for Instagram. YouTube's a little trickier, but Instagram is just so lovely and had a lot of support. But as it was going down, I realized a few things. One of them was, yes, I'm harder on myself than I am on anyone else, and it might not be super apparent because I like to be graceful, but yeah, there's a lot going on in here. And also, I was feeling this deep pain right on my throat chakra, right there on like where men have an Adam's apple and women, we still have a bit of hardness right there. I was feeling deep pain go all the way across my neck, like I've been choked. I was thinking about that, like, that's something. It felt like a past life something. If you don't believe in past lives, you're gonna waste your time watching some of this video, but if you do, hang with me because I have some thoughts. And so that went down for a couple days. And then last night, I was introduced to a couple new pieces of entertainment. Both of them were by Childish Gambino, who I had not seen much of his work. I knew his name, I knew he was a genius because people had told me, but I hadn't seen very much of his stuff. So I watched This Is America first, where I was flabbergasted. Incredible work, super intense. And then I watched Guava, is it Guava Island or Guava Night? Guava something. It's an hour-long movie. Again, incredible. All the emotions, magnificent, but rough. And as I was watching both of those things, I was feeling all of this consciousness of the African American post-slavery wounds in our culture that are still going down, that are still gnarly. I also saw a video the same day of two police officers, one black and one white, so it wasn't a race thing, it was a police versus black people, I guess, thing. Take a black guy down, and he was saying, this is my vehicle, I know my rights, this is my vehicle. And they got him on the ground, and he was kind of struggling, but not super violent. And actually the black officer took his gun out, and there were two shots. You couldn't really see what happened, but the guy went very still. And then they're saying, put your hands up, all the things. And that was it. And it's just gnarly to watch, just stunning. This is going down. And so looking at that, feeling it through, not running away from it, and also feeling my own shame at what I had done. And I went to the ocean and talked to the earth, and she said that she has shame too about what's going on with her people. There's human trafficking in this world. There's all the political craziness in this world. I love the American land and I love the American people. Our politicians do not represent us. Our military decisions do not represent the populace. Those I don't agree with. But this land I love, this people I love. And we've been through so much, and we're still going through so much. And so as I was watching this movie and the video, I was feeling all this stuff in my throat chakra. And as I was watching Childish Gambino's faces and stuff as he dances, because he does these amazing, really intense faces, and it was just taking me back to past lifetimes. And I've known, sorry, tech difficulties, Mercury retrograde. I've known that I had a past lifetime as an octoroon, obviously, which was one of the mixed race slaves who were groomed to be mistress and a breeder, essentially. And I knew that it didn't end well. I'd had memories of balls and the getting ready, and then like kind of like Cinderella vibes, but you don't get to be a queen, you just get to be a house slave is just basically a breed mare and a sex object. I was remembering that, and I remembered that in whatever past life this was, I was an octoroon, and one night at some party where I was the mistress to either someone attending the party or the place where the party was held, I drank too much, and I maybe acted above my station, is what it felt like happened. And then all of the men there went from lust into hatred very quickly, and they lynched me. And so I was hung, and I died. And I don't know how many other lifetimes I've lived in that same kind of thing. I don't think that was the only one. But it all came to me in like a couple moments, inspired and triggered by those pieces of art and by the energies they bring through of what's going on right now in our nation and what's going on with our people. And I'll also say all of the white people I know, every one of them who comments on it says it's terrible. I don't know anyone personally who thinks that what's happening in our nation with the race wars is okay. And I know that the news shows people saying that, but I personally don't know any of them, just to give you guys a view of where I'm coming from. And I was thinking about the ghosts in us. I was thinking about as we live lifetimes and when we go out with traumatic things, traumatic deaths are one of the ways to create ghosts. That's why there's a lot of hauntings around places where really gnarly traumatic things have happened. And it occurred to me that we have ghosts living in us. And this is a crazy concept. I've never heard anyone talk about it, but it's lit my mind on fire. And I'm thinking I might write a book about it. The octoroon thing really has me flipped a little bit too. I'm just thinking about it and processing it and feeling it through. I feel like with the American archetype, because I've been like, how do we heal this? We just act like a bratty teenager with a gun, right? Just terrorizing everyone militarily. Personally, no. I mean, I don't act like that. None of my friends act like that. But on the world stage, yeah, we do. And what is the way to fix this? And I think the first part is dealing with the shame, admitting that we're doing something wrong, apologizing for it, and figuring out how to fix it. And that goes for all of the things going down. That goes for all the things that have gone down. So I'm just thinking about it, thinking about the ghost in us, thinking about what we can hold and how we can heal it, working on the planetary consciousness level. So that's where my head's at right now. To update you guys on what else is going on in life, there are various things I'm coming out with and stuff, but I'm not going to necessarily talk about them right now because it's a different subject. But I might well write a book on this. Let me work it through a little bit first and see, but I'd love to open up the conversation for you guys to think about this yourself, about different wounds you hold, about different memories you have of past lifetimes. And like I said, if you don't believe in past lifetimes, it's okay. I'm not trying to convince you. Not everyone has to be into this. But for those of you who are holding these ghosts within you, let's see how we can unwind them. A really great book is called Soul Retrieval by Sandra Ingerman, Ingerman. That's a really great one. Doesn't necessarily talk about past lives. It talks about wounds in this life. But often when you have wounds from past life, they will come back into this life in traumas, often childhood traumas. So we could go deeper into that in my experience and probably your experience too. I just wanted to share some of that with you guys. It felt like I should. So sending you love. Hope that this Mercury retrograde is going okay for you guys. It's crazy for me, but we'll get through it, and we'll be stronger because of it, just like all the hardships that we go through and our brothers and sisters go through. So much love to you and to everyone who's going through it right now. Bye, guys.